in the 2v2s.
They also have answers towards the back line, right? I think that's one of the main things that we were considering, especially with Kimmy, who is going to be constantly pushing that DPS from the backside. Khalid and Badang are the two ways that they can penetrate through the back. Plus, the Farsa, like you mentioned, is a really good pick against the Wanwan. And now EVOS have to close things out. Seeing the Farsa, will they actually pick up the bait? Will they go for the Suyo and flex this Baxia?
I think that's the only choice that they have right now, but... Whoa! They go for Angela, so it'll be Reg and Kalea XP and Albert in the jungle with a Baxia.
Angela mid?
Not bad.
Bit of a curveball.
But they gotta...
there's Kimmy though.
They have to have these winning conditions, man. They have to win the early game, I feel. Like the Baxia is gonna have to put in that presence early on. The 1-1, that's what I'm concerned about for EVOS. Because it's a 1-1. It's not really like a safe lane. It's a Haya and Granger. Granger can put the kill pressure on early, and you can see, yeah, DEWA lineup rating. Gee, I agree.
But the 1-1 can bully the Granger in the early game in the lane, right?
Only level 1 to 3. Like, only if Granger decides to walk up.
All right, these are small windows that we're looking at that the White Tigers are playing with. They're playing with fire, and will it actually work out? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the final stand for both of these teams here at MPL ID Season 15. Let's head over to game number 1 of this match.
Key on the Roam Angela with a focusing mark, 10% movement speed boost when he does mark a target on the opposing side. Oh man, this is going to be an interesting one. We mentioned the potential of a Badang-Angela combo. Whoa, swing low though. Whoa.
This is the thing about the Khalid and the Farsa. Usually we already see the Farsa do really well early, plus the Khalid. Also, the Khalid is a good way to beat the 1-1. When he goes crossbow tank, just go and meditate. Is that what he does, right? Meditate?
Basically, yeah. The quicksand guard.
Yeah.
Boom, bang, bada bing. Oh, Key forced the flicker.
A lot of damage coming through. Key, again, now EVOS doesn't really have a tanky roamer, so you can see Albert is receiving a lot of pressure here. Reggie tries to alleviate some of it, but the Litho is still going to be contested, but DEWA will get it. So EVOS, they have the Angela, but they can't really get the bully, you know, the Angela mid bullying the other laner type situation here, especially with Itoshi Kesu kind of equalizing it out. Looking at the emblems by Any Home, Tenacity for Sway Low and Reggie, so both of them understand that there's going to be a lot of brawling going on. Sway Low, I guess, attempting to be a bit more aggressive. Albert, for single flicker.
Oh. Also with the invade, stealing it away too. Level 4 to Reyes level 3. Quad Shadow back and forth. An early lead for the Baxia.
All right, and this is the pressure that we're expecting from the Baxia in the early game. Despite the damage that DEWA can actually put onto EVOS, they do have a little bit more sustainability to work with in the early game, considering that they do have Key as well on the Angela to kind of help that out. But remember, the keys to victory for EVOS usually is having Key on a playmaking hero, on a momentum-based hero, and now that he's placed on something like the Angela, we'll see whether or not it works out for the White Tigers.
Kind of puts the ball in the court of Albert, but Reggie,
Stun down, Rez unable to go for it, now the pin down, but it's only on to Reggie! An interesting choice, Tsunami Slam! The follow with the passive into first blood for EVOS. Albert diving in, already used a Retribution earlier, but Ray, it's gonna be caught in the tough spot. Reggie now jumping on Itoshi, Kesu! Look at that base damage, oh my lord! Albert! Wow, another kill to EVOS.
This is huge, right? 2-0 lead already in terms of the kills. A lot of resources onto Albert as well. Plus, they're also able to gain control over the neutral objective with that constant menace in the healing coming in from Key.
Oh man, Feather airstrike. Fortunately, Ray didn't pop the shadow kill. Albert, shield unity, trying to find Spencer. Good run. Retry from Ray to secure the green camp.
good juke there from Spencer, going in circles. But DEWA, they gotta now find a way to deal with this. They went for the Khalid to try and get some early game dominance, but Baxia Angela, we are reminded on how difficult it is to deal with this kind of situation as we take a look at the talent prediction here.
Whoa.
But a new application, GoPay.
What is wrong with us?
Huh?
We're very opinionated.
It's okay.
2-0
okay.
DEWA.
Look at DEWA. Look at him. Look at him. Boom. See?
It's fine.
It's all good.
Okay.
Look at the theory ancaman here, Eterna. That's exactly what you would label that from Spencer. I think it's the fact that they actually got a win over RRQ. I think a lot of people are really expecting something big coming through from DEWA. To be fair, it's not the same DEWA.
Lineup, yeah.
Exactly. So, man, predicting in Season 15 can get pretty confusing.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Azure to come into the gold lane here. I thought it would be maybe. So I guess we could be wrong. We'll see. Right now, the White Tigers are leading with a 1,500 gold lead. And we were talking about the win conditions that they needed earlier on. They needed to have control of the early game. And this is exactly what they've been able to do. The big question is, can they remain consistent and actually look for more here without giving anything over to DEWA?
Just to see what the move is. Now that they know that EVOS, steal attempted from Riz, but EVOS have all the control here, so DEWA, you would think that they would try and make this somewhere else, but Albert is rolling in, trying to find someone, anyone, dude. He is so strong right now, especially with the hard guard in the picture.
Oh, man.
Azura forced to get away, zoned away.
Going under turret too, taking a few turret shots, and it's all good. Good zoning away from the turret. Airline picking up the gold again. Reggie walking up looking for the Tsunami Slam. Won't be able to find it. But the airstrike is Raging Sandstorm, but it doesn't land.
Whoa.
Flicker back out. Just to gain control in the bottom lane as Ray pushes up top.
So a bit of trading technically going on. EVOS are doing a great job using the Angela on Key to just, you know, pressure even more on the far side. Make sure that he can just join in with the hard guard. That's the macro threat. But DEWA playing it somewhat patiently, able to get a turret first, so they definitely have an idea on how they want to deal with this, how they want to avoid that rolling ball of death in the form of Albert's box here.
That's a big danger here, right? If they're clumping up S5, the far lane is going to be very weak to DEWA's push, especially that they have the Hayabusa. Looking at another invade coming in from EVOS.
Whoa!
Tsunami Slam in the back, will be able to find it now. Raging Sandstorm. It'll be a kill on Rez. Itoshi Kesu, isolated Ray, still able to secure the orange. But Itoshi Kesu will fall.
That's a 2-4-0 trade here. And it looks like, once again, that lead has increased a little bit, 2,600. Albert, again, looking for an opportunity. Ray is in that bush, doesn't necessarily go for the commit. And this is the situation we're in, 6 minutes in.
It's good moves from EVOS here, knowing that DEWA are avoiding a lot of these engagements. They just go to the buffs, the one place where DEWA can't really dodge away. And they're trying to put Ray, if they can't really get Azura or Spencer further behind, they can get Ray behind and still get so much more value later on when the Lord comes into the picture. Now with the turtle spawning, you can see, again, EVOS just rolling around trying to find something, but DEWA just are not giving it to them.
Doesn't look like they can do anything. No contest. They have to trade on the other side of the map. EVOS, so far, perfect turtle. 3-0. Azura claims a trade. Oh, that's about it. Oh, retry, traction pulse. A fish crack from Rez to evade from the traction pulse and the mobility. Trying to run away now. Albert with the shield unity. Good kiting. Azura tied up. So Itoshi Kesu takes the ball. Oh my goodness, that damage! Azura forced to purify out. The Raging Sandstorm comes in and Ray as well. But Albert's too tanky is taking all that damage. Another source of damage. Shadow kill and Ray gets the kill. Swalo the flicker forward. Finds the mobility and stops Ray in his tracks.
All right, but that's a trade back, right? Coming in from DEWA. 2 for 2. They lose Albert. Rez gets taken down for the price of Key. But it looks like EVOS will be able to pick up something in addition, which is this permanent structure in the mid lane.
Remember though, when EVOS are having control like this, they don't want to trade evenly as much as possible. The issue for DEWA there is that they were just hitting on Albert so much and he wasn't going down, and that allowed Swalo to output a serious amount of damage in that small skirmish. He was just spraying everyone down slowly but surely. But again, EVOS are doing a great job, especially when they're translating this early pressure to the turrets. But they want to make sure they don't trade evenly, right? That's the last thing they want to do here. They have an insane amount of sustain right now. You can see it earlier. So they want to make sure they can get things without really sacrificing anyone in the process.
That's a big problem right now for DEWA, right? The sustain coming through from the White Tigers. A photo also built in first item for the Angela. And so far from the side of DEWA, we only have one anti-regen item, which comes from Spencer. If Spencer gets taken out first, it might be a problem in these team fights.
Could be. They are just gonna have to play front to back, but the real question is whether the front can handle it, right? Like, EVOS have been melting through DEWA, while DEWA have been really struggling, even in the 5v2, to kill Albert.
There is a big combo potential with the Badang, with the Khalid as well. But that requires Spencer and Azura to really have some items. And to be fair, Azura is keeping up in farm, even compared to Airline. So there is still a chance, but do they want to risk it now, DEWA?
No, it should be free. There's no way they can actually contest for this. Albert, red tree just to secure it, stopping any threat of a random Death Sonata.
Okay. So they're going to be able to hold control once again in this early portion of the game. Ray's looking for Angela. Wait a second.
Whoa. That is an interesting Tsunami Slam. Itoshi Kesu just walks out of it. Reggie caught onto the turret. It's going to be an all-in onto him. Still able to flick around. Itoshi gets baited in. Key on the bottom lane. Suddenly gets picked off. Traction Pulse. Suelo doesn't have it anymore.
That's
Becomes a 1-for-1.
Exactly. Right? We saw that Ray was aware that Key would go for the far lane, be alone, and he utilized that to his advantage. He knew that he's not going to be able to use the hard guard over onto Albert, and they were able to capitalize over that. With Key now back in the picture, though, the hard guard should be able to come in time with the Lord crashing, actually.
You even want to risk it, though, diving under the base with the First Lord, trying to push their advantage. But a 6k gold lead, it is definitely possible. Oh, Spencer zone away.
That was a steal from Azura. Fist track coming down as well. Traction Pulse! Azura pulled back, still able to get away though. The Holy Defense saves them. And EVOS won't be able to siege the base turret, not with the First Lord.
All right, EVOS, that's what you should be getting with the First Lord. Technically, they can't really find much more than that. Ideally, they will get at least one base turret, make the next macro play a bit more reliable. But they were doing a great job. And right now, I want to remind you that the MPL talks, the TikTok shop, is still going to be coming soon with Rather Overkill and Professor KB.
Professor KB. And speaking of selling things, ladies and gentlemen, the battle emotes are still available as well, so you can get your hands on that. Back into the game, though, EVOS are still holding on to control. Oh, Albert's going in for a pick again.
Ooh, Reg trying to go in. Traction Pulse. The track comes down. Reggie Sandstrom to the back line with the crossbow tang! Gets used up. Erlan! Able to find two. Ray in the back with a shadow kill. Itoshi Kesu and Spencer. Not enough damage. Immobilized. Ray will fall to Erlan. A triple for the 1-1.
3-0 taken out right now. Only Spencer and Kesu are left in the picture. Looks like they're still gonna be waves crashing down in the top lane and the mid lane. Will EVOS utilize this once again to their advantage? Are they gonna look for the end?
Rez will be up very soon. That's a Traction Pulse, but a Purify out of it instantly to get the feather airstrike down. Rez walking up top again, but the wave will be too much for him to handle. Erlan gets the turret, and EVOS disengage.
Just in time, 15 seconds to go for the next Lord. They take the purple away, they take the base turrets on the far side away as well. EVOS, this is going to be a Lord into the next push. DEWA, they're trying to play it front to back, but they can't match the damage, man, especially with an 8k gold deficit. They might have to risk it right now, because if EVOS get this one, there might be an end angle. Whoa!
Tsunami Slam, Itoshi Kesu, way too overextended. Suelo able to escape, goes back to the Lord, and this should be free.
They're not in prime condition to actually go for the contest here. That top lane is pushing in favor of EVOS, plus they have no inhibitor turret anymore. Albert is also 2 levels ahead. I think going for that 50-50 coin flip, especially without Kesu, will be too risky, and DEWA will actually give away the Lord for free. This is now a 10,000 gold lead for the White Tigers, plus that Lord marching in favor of them as well.
It's way too tough for DEWA right now, man. They just can't find a way to get to the back line. And if they want to play front to back, they're dealing with 2 DPS heroes, the Kimi and the 1-1. Suelo already picked up the Holy Crystal as well, right before that Lord. So it's going to be an insane amount of damage. DEWA have to kind of find some kind of dive, some kind of pick-off. Because otherwise, EVOS, they're going for the end.
Big Lord coming down in the mid lane. Reggie looking at the play. Reggie! Tsunami Slam finds it, but it's going to be the Purify out. That's a massive fist strike, but no one's there to follow it up. Ray still on the Lord again. Crossbow Tang unable to get it in time. Still the weakest point of the back line. 13 minutes, a quick game for EVOS.
10,000 gold lead as well for the White Tigers as they were able to show their dominance from the early game, understanding their winning conditions, understanding what they were supposed to do, full control over the neutral objectives, full control over the enemy jungle, and they were